In today's episode of the Motorhome Matt podcast,
we explore why motorhome insurance premiums are on the rise.
And we answer your questions about getting your C1 entitlement back after you're 70 years old, finding the right toll road classification, and leaving your fridge door open. Welcome to the Motorhome Matt podcast, industry insights and expert advice for the world of motorhomes, caravans and campervans. I'm Keith Gooden.
And I'm Motorhome Matt.
And it's all brought to you by thatleisureshop.com.
Now remember, please do follow on your favourite podcast app and click subscribe on YouTube, brought to you by arabasecreative.co.uk.
Hey Matt!
Yes?
Have you heard of an air fryer?
I have.
I've got, not an air fryer, an air dryer.
You've got a Balkan Dry.
I have got a Balkan Dry. I put cream on it and it went away. I have got a Balkan Dry. It's here.
This is our product of the week. We love Balkan Dry. This is genius. It all packs up into that little box. And what Keith is actually holding, if you're listening, is an airer that you can sucker to the side of your motorhome, to a window, to a mirror, to a balcony bit of glass, which is actually where the name comes from. Really
Balkan
clever.
Dry. Get it? Balkan Dry. Balcony and dry together.
There it is.
And here it is. This one we made earlier, by the way.
I can't see you anymore. So this is our COVID screen. Remember these? These were on every till, weren't they? This is ours from the shop. We found it at the back of the warehouse. And there it is, stuck onto a piece of acrylic. We're going to give it a little spin. They're width adjustable, got to 1 metre wide. You can hang up to 12 kilograms on them. And the suckers are really, really, really strong. So you can stick this to the wall of your motorhome, wall of your camper van, or to a bit of glass. Genius. And do you know the great feature? That you see these brackets on the end?
Yes, I see these brackets on the end.
They've got these slots in, and you know those hangers in the hotel that don't have hooks?
The ones there's no point nicking. I know the ones you mean exactly.
You can hang them in there.
There's a point to nicking them now.
Let's put that down. It's called Balkan Dry. You can get one at thatleisureshop.com, $29.99. It's time for our regular Warner's Shows feature here on the Motorhome Matt podcast. I'm currently at the Newbury show and I'm joined by Sally Dodds, Head of Events at Warner's, and Michael Douglas, Head of Marketing at Warner's. Hi guys, how are you doing, Sally?
Doing really well, thank you. Yeah.
It's a lovely sunny day here in Newbury. How are you, Michael?
Yeah, I'm great, Matt.
So we're talking about the Norfolk Motorhome and Campervan show. Michael, just tell us a little bit about the show itself. This is another big trading show for Warner's. Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, so we've got over 30 dealers at that one and over 100 exhibitors selling accessories. And it's obviously in the beautiful county of Norfolk.
It is indeed. So dealers selling a range of van conversions, motorhomes, camper vans, and what kind of accessories can we expect to see?
Anything you can expect. So from the essentials, habitation upgrades, the latest tech, obviously leisure batteries, camping equipment, anything you can think of really.
And of course that leisure shop are there as well, our own team, can I say that?
Yep, you are.
But Sally, this is not just a massive trading show, is it? This is all about the entertainment as well in the evening. Tell me more.
It is. It's such a good feeling when you're in the entertainment venue with 1,500 other people watching their love for rock and roll in this particular instance. Norfolk's all about the rock and roll, but come along if you're not into rock and roll because there's so much more going on. But Saturday night headliners are the Counterfeit Crickets and Elvis by popular demand.
Amazing. Now, it is a spectacle. I went to the entertainment for the very first time at this show last year in Norfolk, and I was stunned by the costumes and the efforts that people go to get ready. We've got a very special feature at this show, Michael. Tell me something about it.
Well, we've got the Boston Jive Big Top, where you can learn the jive classes, but we've also got a 50s hair salon and barber, so you can go and get your hair done or get the trim on the beard and get ready for the evening entertainment.
And the jive classes are free during the day?
Yep, they're free and they're on Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
That's amazing. And can you get your hair done for free?
No, that is paid for.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Sally, the entertainment is free throughout the weekend, but there is a cost for Saturday night.
There is a cost for Saturday night, and if you pre-book, it is slightly cheaper. £15 pre-booked, £20 on the night. We do often sell out, so I would pre-book and purchase the tickets early on if you want to go to that Saturday night. We always have an alternative for those that don't want to purchase a ticket or can't get a ticket, so there will be an alternative rock and roll as well.
Brilliant. So, Michael, tell us the dates. When is it?
It's the 19th to the 21st of July.
Brilliant. We can't wait for it. To find out more about all of Warner's shows, head to mhmp.info/Warners. Sally, thank you very much for joining me today. It's great to have you on the podcast. Have a great show today. And we'll see you in Norfolk.
You will, indeed. Yeah.
And Michael, to you, thank you too. You're doing a brilliant job of marketing these events, I have to say.
Thank you. That's very kind.
We'll see you both very soon.
It's the Motorhome Matt podcast. I'm Keith Gooden.
And I'm Motorhome Matt.
It's brought to you by thatleisureshop.com. Now, why have insurance premiums risen?
Absolutely. It's a great question. And something we're seeing a theme of a lot on social media and in various Facebook groups particularly. I'm going to read a couple of comments. This is Barry Winter. He said, trying to arrange insurance for our first motorhome for our soon twin-to-be. This is an Adria group. It's an Adria twin. What a minefield. Struggling to get under £700 despite alarm and tracker being fitted. Mileage seems to be a gotcha. No idea what we will do initially, but for a number of policies, if you exceed that number, your policy goes into limp mode. I think he's referring to the mileage. Not sure motorhome ownership is meant to be this stressful. You got a comment there from Janice, Keith. Go for it.
I have got a comment here from Janice. Insurance has gone up £200 this year. Is that normal? And mileage, we went for 6,000 miles, but we did 8,000 last year. What mileage do you normally go for? They said if we put 4,000, it will go down £100. But the point is, you're doing 8,000.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Janice.
Just make it up, Janice.
So you make it up. You won't be insured if you have an accident. Janice!
What's that film, Matilda, where he's winding the clock back with a drill? Do you remember that?
Tell the truth.
That'd be Janice with her Adria next year, winding the mileage back. But it's true, and it's not just mileage determining the premium. Premiums generally do seem to be going up. And I've seen people saying, my premium has gone from £300 to over £1,200. What's going on? So we thought we'd ask an insurance company. Now, we are proud to have Ripe as our sponsor of the podcast as we record this. And we asked them for their comment, and this is what they said. We asked them, what changes have you seen in the last few years? And they said they have been challenging, affecting both insurers and brokers, which have ultimately affected policyholders through higher premiums. Things like supply chain issues for motorhome and campervan parts, labour shortages, rises in energy costs and fuel brought on by external factors including the war in Ukraine, Brexit and the ongoing aftermath of COVID-19 have led to further premium increases.
And we also asked, how have you adapted your offerings as an insurance company in light of all this? They say we review our pricing regularly to remain competitive while also making sure that the quality of our cover is never compromised and having our UK-based call centre to help support and guide customers when they need it. So that's what an insurance company who sponsors the podcast says. So how do these things affect the premium? I suppose if the price goes up to mend something, then the price goes up to the end user to insure it.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. And of course, the big issue with motorhomes is the screen price. So a few episodes ago, we were talking to Peter Smith at Luna Motorhome Hire, the motorhome that blew off the cliff in Scotland. Absolute write-off, nothing left of it. That motorhome was valued at around £70,000. 5 years ago, it was probably £50,000. That's a big risk, isn't it? A big increase in exposure for the insurance company. They're going to pay for it.
Like I always say, the insurance company isn't insuring necessarily the motorhome. It's insuring the risk to the motorhome. And as you say, if it's gone up by £20,000, that's £20,000 the insurance company is going to have to find if you make a claim. So it's no surprise that the insurance premium has gone up.
Well, 20 grand's a lot of premiums, isn't it? So, and supply chain issues, of course, these have been really real. If you've been waiting for a brand new motorhome, you'll know what I'm talking about. People have been waiting 3 years for theirs to arrive sometimes. And those supply chain issues, if you're waiting for a repair, you could be in a loan motorhome paid for by the insurer for quite an extended period. So that's going to be a massive cost to the insurer as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we make a lot of mistakes when we're buying insurance. My late father-in-law, God bless him, would always jump up and down every year when his insurance premium used to come in, because he would say, I was a professional driver, and he used to drive lorries, and I've been with this insurance company for 10 years. I've got full known claims bonus. I don't understand why it's gone up by another £200. Well, number one, he was a year older. Number two, the car was a year older. Number three, all these factors come into play, like the war in Ukraine, like people taking pot shots at ships as cargo ships as they go through the Straits of Hormuz and places like that. Like we mentioned, Brexit again. There is a cost to pay for Brexit, and some of that is higher import costs. So
that's right.
all these things, that's risk the insurance company is pricing into your premium. It's not about you. Don't take it personally.
No, but it is odd, isn't it, that premiums this year especially do seem to have gone way higher. Your car insurance has gone up, hasn't it?
Actually, this year my car insurance was down.
Oh.
Yeah. About £297. However, the gearbox blew up the other day. So that's a nasty one coming the insurance company's way. But next year, my insurance will definitely go up.
Well, there you are. You've got to pay for it.
Because even though you take insurance out for your no claims, and you take insurance out for this, that and the other, at different levels, up above and beyond what you pay to insure the vehicle, as you say, they want their money back.
But why do you think the war in Ukraine is having this negative impact on premiums?
Because manufacturing in Eastern Europe, and also the cost of shipping things from Eastern Europe. Mm-hmm. You've mentioned in the past as well. I remember at the height of the pandemic that the cost increases on filling up one of those containers.
Absolutely,
They leapt exponentially.
Well, they went from £2,000 to 20-odd thousand pounds.
And those are the things,
just for
they?
one shipping container. And of course now the ship's going via South Africa. The impact of that, it costs millions and millions and millions of dollars more to take a container ship that route around the southern Cape of Africa. It's massive cost.
Yeah, well, the fuel cost alone is going to be huge, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
And of course, we've still got the kick-over from COVID-19. That changed a lot of things, the way people did business, and a price to pay for that, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. All these things are having a massive impact. But as Keith said, it's not you, it's not personal. There's a global impact happening here, and we're feeling it in our pockets at home on something that we don't have a choice to buy. We have to buy it. And that is your motorhome or car insurance.
And the key is to shop around as well. Don't just stick with who you've got and expect them to do you a good deal. Shop around and see what you can get. And if you do buy things on the internet, shopping and buying insurance using comparison sites and the internet does attract discounts. And there's no point saying I don't use computers. Find somebody that you know that does, because there are big discounts to be had for buying online.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have got news of a big opportunity for a discount on your insurance. Should we share it?
Well, it's fair to give a shout out to our sponsor Ripe on this. Their premiums are really competitive on price, but don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean that they're too cheap.
We actually had this comment from David Caddick on YouTube. I love this. Ripe seemed too cheap, he said. Strange though that sounds. I didn't know how genuine or good Ripe's offer was. If they are as good as you say, Matt, then their prices are really competitive.
Well, it's a shame for David that he didn't trust his price. Their whole deal is about making things smooth for customers and also giving them the best experience they can. Their pricing is part of this. Now, you've heard me mention before that their policies are buildable, so you only pay for what you need.
Yeah, and my experience is a very smooth buying process too. Solid coverage and top-notch service, and always at a fair price. In fact, I was really surprised by the premium they quoted me for our motorhome. Click the link in the episode description to customise your quote with Ripe and enjoy an automatic 25%. That's it, 25%.
That's a quarter.
It is indeed a good maths, Keith. Enjoy 25% of your premium. Or you can give them a call and just say Motorhome Matt to get 25% discount over the phone.
Remember, when you give them a call, say Motorhome Matt and get 25%, a quarter discount over the phone. It's the Motorhome Matt podcast. I'm Keith Gooden.
And I'm Motorhome Matt.
And it's brought to you with thatleisureshop.com. It's time for our Q&A, our questions and answers. You ask the questions, Motorhome Matt, our expert, answers them. And if he doesn't know, he'll find somebody who does. First of all, it's just Roger.
I passed my test in 1968. And when I reached 70, I decided I did not need to extend the 7.5 ton privilege, and I cancelled it and renewed it again at age of 73. If I wanted to go back and renew that privilege of driving the heavier vehicles? What is the procedure?
Thanks so much, Roger, for your question. Now, that's the thing. He's given it up when he reached the age of 70, but now he wants it back. Can it be done, Matt?
It can. Roger in Scotland, that was.
Just Scotland, the whole of Scotland. Cheers, Roger.
So the first thing to do, Roger, is go to your GP and have an LGV medical. And it's a really simple question and answer thing with the doctor. They're going to check you can walk, you can see, and that you're healthy. And once you've passed that medical examination, you then go to the DVLA and make an application using the form D2. You can apply for that online. Just search C1 D2 application form. You download it. Or you can get one from your local post office if you don't have access to the internet. But you can order them really easily online from the DVLA. Submit that with your medical result and they'll reinstate your C1. I'll warn you now, though, it can take a few months to get through. DVLA have a bit of a backlog, so be prepared for a little wait.
There you go, Roger from Scotland. Thank you very much. Darren and Helen Kendall are in Leicestershire.
Hi, Matt. Darren and Helen from Barwell in Leicestershire. We're off to France for a month in June, and we've got a tag axle 5-ton, 3.1 metre high auto trail Comanche. Trying to figure out what classification we would come under for the toll roads. Asked all the usual keyboard warriors on social media, and a vast array of responses from class 2 to class 4. Any chance you could add some clarification for us, please? Be much appreciated. And keep up the good work on the podcast. It's all much appreciated.
Cheers, Darren. That's Darren and Helen, even though Helen wasn't around. Helen, where are you?
Helen, come back.
In Leicestershire. So, yes, he's gone on Tinternet to try and find out something.
The usual keyboard warriors.
Oh,
love it. Yeah.
People guessing. What is the correct information then?
The correct answer is your motorhome will be category 4. For the simple reason it's got 3 axles, and therefore it is category 4. So it's over 3.5 tonne, and it's also over 3 metres tall, but 3 axles means it's category 4. Shall I clarify the others as well?
Oh, yes, please.
So very quickly then, category 1 is for light vehicles, so less than 2 metres and not over 3.5 tonnes, so not a motorhome, probably. Category 2 is anything over 2 metres tall but not over 3.5 tonnes, which is where people are getting confused that your motorhome might be a category 2. And category 3 is anything over 3 metres and over 3.5 tonnes, but with 2 axles. So that's going to be a heavier motorhome with 4 wheels. And then category 4 is anything over 3 metres tall, over 3.5 tonnes, and with 3 or more axles. And that automatically makes your motorhome a category 4. And category 5 is 2 wheels, so on a motorbike. So there you go.
Fantastic, Matt. Thanks so much for that. And Darren and Helen the Quiet, we hope that you...
He's left her at the toll booth.
I hope you're satisfied with that. Poor Helen. Tim's in Basingstoke. Hi, Matt, says Tim. I think it's a good policy to leave the fridge door open when my motorhome is not in use. However, this means the fridge light is on all the time. Is this such a good idea? Will this drain my battery? Many thanks, says Tim in Basingstoke.
Well, good question. Now, not often the case is when you turn the motorhome control panel off, the fridge stays on, and this is so that you can turn all the internal lights off and most of the systems, but obviously still keep your food cold. So it can be very hard to isolate the fridge, particularly if it's running on gas. If it's running on 240 volt, just unplug that and simple, it will go off. So Tim, there may well be a vent catch on your fridge. I have emailed you back asking you what make is your fridge, and I'll give you a clue where it is. But often the case on Thetford or Dometic fridges, there's a little blue catch you can flick over, and that allows the door to close enough to turn the light off, but leaves a little vent space so the fridge doesn't mould up. And you're right, it's a really good idea to leave the fridge door open for that reason. Stops it all going mouldy. If you're struggling to do that and you really do want to isolate the fridge, my advice would be just disconnect the leisure battery.
Or take the bulb out.
You could take the bulb out. That's actually quite tricky.
Is it?
Yeah, so in a Dometic one, I'm not going to bore you with how you do it, but it is quite tricky. It's an LED on a circuit board rather than a bulb.
I see what you mean.
So it's actually quite difficult to do.
And the answer to the question, will it drain my battery, is yes, it will. Anything
Over time,
electrical,
of course it
drain
will. Yeah, it'll take a little while for an LED, if it is LED, to drain the battery, but it will over time for sure.
Thanks, Tim in Basingstoke. Now, if you want to ask a question of Motorhome Matt, what do you do?
Please do, yeah. mhmp.info/ask Matt. You can fill in the form, or we'd love it if you would record your question. Just click the orange button. Tell us where you are. We'll make you sound spiffy.
We will make you sound spiffy.
Keith hits the spiffy button. I love that. So do please record your question. We love hearing your voice. And do remember to tell us where you are.
Yeah, and you can have 2 or 3, 4 takes if you want to get it right. And don't forget, we can edit between them in order to take out your ums and your ahs and the coughing and the farting. You can subscribe on YouTube as well, Matt. How do you do that?
Please do. Just click subscribe. And remember to click the little bell, and then the gods of YouTube will tell you when a new episode comes out. Brought to you by arrowbasecreative.co.uk.
Did you mention mhmp.info/ask Matt to get in touch?
I did.
Oh, that's good then. So now you know. And you can also share this episode with a friend, can't you?
You can. So I'm going to share it with Helen, because I'm hoping she's heard it.